First of all, welcome to the channel and thank you for stopping by. When time permits, please consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. What we have here is my 2014 Honda CRF250L. And this is a very maligned motorcycle. It's incredibly difficult to see any kind of review that doesn't basically tear this thing down. And I just want to say that after 6 years of ownership, I honestly think this bike used is the very best Dualsport to go shopping for today. And let me tell you why. What we have here is a motorcycle for anybody. If you are new to riding, this bike will do extremely well for you. The seat height is manageable. The power is manageable. It's going to have that Honda reliability that a lot of bikes will not. And at the end of the day, it can do almost anything anyone would want. So as a beginner, if you pick this bike up, like myself, you can just keep it. 6 years in, I have no desire for a powerful motorcycle. I have no desire for something newer, fresher, something that's going to give me more capability, because this will do everything I want it to. I might have to wrestle with it a little bit, but it will do it. And if you're a mid-tier rider, you've got a lot of road experience, you rode some dirt bikes as a kid, but you haven't been on one recently, this is like an old dirt bike. It's slow and it's heavy, and you're gonna hop right on it and enjoy it. I hadn't ridden a dirt bike when I bought this in 38 years, I think, somewhere around there. And when I hopped on this bike, it all came back, because while it is a Dualsport, it feels like a dirt bike when you get on it. It's the same riding position. The old bikes were really heavy. This bike is kind of heavy, and it just will come back to you, and you will have a great time on this motorcycle. Now, the only people that will really complain about this bike is someone who has a lot of dirt bike experience, maybe some two-stroke experience, or they borrowed their friend's KTM. This is not the bike for you, obviously. However, that doesn't mean someone with a lot of experience won't have fun on this bike. If you have a two-stroke dirt bike and you're gonna go out and hit the hard trails, enjoy. You've got the right tool for the job. But sometimes you wanna join your friends that have a Dualsport. You're gonna have to do some road miles. Here we go. This is the bike for you. And that's the best thing about this bike. It will do anything. Do you wanna ride 1,000 miles? Critter Moto showed you can do it. Do you wanna ride single track? There's a lot of people that have shown you can do it, myself included. Not well, but I absolutely positively have followed KTM 500s on single track with this bike. I was the one crying, and they were the one laughing at the end of it, but it will get you there. This bike will do almost anything you ask of it. Now, aside from being essentially the Swiss Army knife of Dualsports, not great at anything, but not bad at anything either, why this bike is the best used bike is because it sold incredibly well. That means you can buy one of these in most parts of the country incredibly cheaply, not even inexpensive, cheap. I paid $2,200 for this 6 years ago. It starts up, runs like a charm. This thing has 10,000 miles on it. It's never been maintained. I bought it from an 18-year-old kid who owned it for 3 years, almost 3 years. When I got it, the chain was covered with rust. The oil looked like sludge. And there was no noticeable amount of coolant in the bike. His dad bought him the bike and he just put gasoline in it. And it started and ran perfectly during the test ride. It never overheated in about 45 minutes of riding it off-road. It was just fine, because that's what you get when you buy a CRF. It's fine. I took it home, I tuned it up, new spark plug, oil, actually put some coolant in it, flushed the brakes. And then I really haven't maintained it since then. I did put a chain on it eventually, simply because the rust bothered me. But honestly, I don't maintain this bike. This bike, since I brought it to Tennessee, there is, besides my property, no place anywhere nearby to ride this. And I've really been riding my adventure bikes. I ride this up and down my driveway, I ride it around my property, but I don't maintain it. I haven't changed the oil in 2 years. I probably never change the oil again, honestly. And it doesn't care. It's a Honda. So you can go and pick this bike up dirt cheap. You can ride forest roads to single track on it. You can maintain it or not maintain it, and it will just continue to start and ride. I don't know of any other bike other than a WR250R that you could just buy and ride. Ignore it completely. Now, I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying I've done it and thousands of other people have done it. And these bikes just take it. They don't care. It's an old school Honda. Ride it, put gas in it, maybe make sure the oil's topped off. It's not going to burn any, so it's probably just fine. Now, in addition to being incredibly inexpensive to purchase, again, because so many people have bought this bike, there is the most robust aftermarket for this bike. You can build this bike from bikerbits.com. Anything you can think of is not only available, it's inexpensive. Now, let's be honest. This is an imperfect motorcycle. And let's talk about that for just a brief moment. If you're looking at a Dualsport, this is the heaviest of them. I think this actually weighs 2 pounds more than a DRZ 400. I don't know why. I mean, Honda quality. I mean, somewhere they put extra metal in, whatever they did. But this thing comes in very close to 320 pounds. And if you're a smaller person, that's going to feel a little bit heavy. But honestly, with it being low to the ground the way it is, and the excellent ergonomics, the way the weight is placed, lifting this bike isn't really an issue. 320 pounds, you can drop it and lift it all day long. Bring it down, bring it up. Bring it down, bring it up. I'm on a hill. It's not hard to lift this bike at 320 pounds. Where it most comes into play is in single track. We have a nice single track uphill near where I live, and I will honestly say, it goes on for about 1.5 miles, and about halfway through, I'm feeling beat, where the guys on the lighter bikes are still just having a good time. If you are looking to do single track regularly, you're probably not buying this bike. And for regular riding, you're not gonna notice the 320 pounds. And that can be something of a benefit. I have ridden both a 350 and a 500 EXC on the road connecting trails for 3 or 4 miles. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. People ride this bike 1,000 miles. People ride this bike 1,500 miles. I don't know why, and I wouldn't do it, but it is heavy enough to be stable, throw it on the road and go. Other people have done it. You could do it too. So there we go. I just wanted people that are shopping. It's fall. The deals are out there. If you're looking to try a Dualsport, I know most of the people on this channel are adventure bike riders, but if you're looking for a Dualsport at any point, probably in the next 10 years, absolutely do consider this Honda. It is inexpensive, easy to ride, capable, and Honda reliable. I don't think you can get a better deal on a Dualsport. All right, if you stuck around, thank you. I appreciate it, and take care.